Fiona, here we are again. You and I keep meeting up on StreamYard online recording platform, don't we?
We do. This is another new show called the Indy Jigsaw Show. And this probably developed out of the Indie Live Radio daytime show format. Do you want to say a little bit about that?
Yes, that's right. So for the past couple of years, well, still since a little bit before the COVID pandemic arrived and changed all our lives, I've been working on that daytime show, not just myself, but myself and a couple of other people. It was a sort of magazine show, so we'd have. Originally, we had people come into an actual studio, and then we moved it all online, interviewed people on Zoom, put the audio on the radio, and we talked to writers, we talked to singers, musicians, politicians, activists, and this program, the Indy Jigsaw Show, it's evolved from that, and now no longer just for the radio, but we're doing it as a video TV program with the same emphasis of politics, culture, arts, but in particular thinking about what kind of society do we want when we're independent. How do we move towards that? Is there things that are in place and things we have to put in place, build up? And then that got us to the title, Indy Jigsaw Show. It's the pieces that we need that will eventually be a part of an independent Scotland.
This show is going to be a daytime show. It'll be broadcast on, we're thinking, the first Friday of the month at around 11 o'clock in the morning. And then once it's broadcast, it will be available on Independence Live's YouTube channel and Facebook channel as well.
So to begin with, we are going to do it monthly just to get things underway. Once the independence campaign ramps up a bit, then we can easily make it more frequent than that. So that's one thing to say. And maybe another thing to say is for anyone watching this little introduction, if you've got an idea that you'd like us to cover, if you've got a speaker that you think we should invite onto the programme, or if you want to come onto the programme yourself, contact us. We'll put the email address up. The more input we get from the rest of the independence movement, the better.
Suggestions for topics you'd like us to cover as well. The idea of the jigsaw, it's going to be made up of lots and lots of little pieces. The first episode, we're talking to CND, and a lot of it's about the nuclear future and Trident and all those things. But equally, there's so many other things that would be interesting to talk about: borders, currency, all sorts of things, and local flavour, marches, activism.
Exactly, and wider than that as well, and with the second episode, I'm going to be talking to Eileen Budd and Iona Fife. Now, Iona Fife is, a lovely singer, Scots singer, increasingly well known and appreciated in Scotland. Eileen Budd is an illustrator. She's been producing books, maps, illustrations, looking at Scottish myths, and all of that is also part and parcel of, what Scotland is as a country, who we are as a people, the kind of things that move us. As it happens, you and I are recording this, and it's the 25th of January.
So it is.
Yeah, we're going next door to our neighbour who's German, and she's putting on the Burn Supper for us. but all of that, there's a whole wealth and richness in Scottish culture that we can talk about that and have people on the programme as we used to do on the daytime show for the radio.
Absolutely. So there we go, an eclectic mix of pieces of the jigsaw, and hopefully the big picture is independent Scotland, fair and free.
Lovely.
And green. And nuclear free.
And nuclear free.
And I'm sure much more besides.
And Westminster free.
And Westminster free, yes. So,
but not English free, because some of our best friends are English men and
my mother
women,
lives in England,
including my husband and my son-in-law.
Yeah,
but it's just Westminster we want shut off.
Just
that's
Westminster, all. And not even Tory free, just Westminster Tory free.
Indeed, yeah. Well, actually, I think that is a point that we should make more of, because I think the Scottish Conservatives, Scottish Tories, will actually come into their own after independence. You know, they'll have, like many another party, they will have to reshape themselves. I mean, so will the Scottish National Party, so will the Labour Party. But actually, I think they'll be able to, come into their own and actually benefit and maybe be a more positive, productive presence in Holyrood and elsewhere afterwards. So come on, guys, get it done.
Absolutely. It's a huge disadvantage for all the unionist parties that the only way they can make their point is by running down Scotland. And that's a terrible position to be in.
And I'm sure a lot of them don't like it. Actually, I'm sure they don't like it. That's where they end. That's where they've ended up.
So join us. The first programme will be the 4th of February at 11 o'clock. It'll go out and it'll be on YouTube after then if you miss it. And get in touch with us on the email, which will be on the screen.
So, 4th of February, 11 o'clock, episode 1, Getting Rid of Trident.